Hi, my name is Jacob Treude, and this is my informative speech. Let me introduce you to my audience.
Hi, I'm Kelsey.
Hi, I'm Lindley.
Hi, I'm Joseph.
Alright, so my speech today is over the Texas Rangers Operation Department, specifically the head of it, John Daniels. So to open up, I have a quote from John Daniels. "Keep your eyes open, take risks, and whenever possible, don't think of things the way everyone else does." So this is just a precursor into the speech about John Daniels. So here are my sources for the actual speech, and then the next page is the photo sources for all the photos in the PowerPoint. So a little bit of overview. I'm going to describe John Daniels' position. I'm going to talk about how he got there and then what he's accomplished in his position. So John Daniels is the general manager and the president of business operations for the Texas Rangers. That's basically it's the top job besides the owner and the co-owners. This right here is Ray Davis. He's the owner of the Texas Rangers. And this is Bob Simpson, who's a co-owner. And then in the middle is John Daniels. So, responsibilities as a general manager. He's responsible for hiring and firing all of coaching, whether that's the field manager, the pitching coaches, the third base coaches, first base coach, etc. He's also in charge of approving the yearly budget. So that ranges anywhere from salaries for the players to salaries for the coaches, travel expenditures, and other things that you would have to spend money on for the team. And then player details. So he's in charge of, or he has the final say in whether they want to trade players or not, whether they want to promote players from AAA to the major leagues or demote players from the major league to AAA. The field managers they can kind of say like, hey, we want these people down, but then John Daniels as the general manager has the final say. Contract negotiations. So he negotiates contracts with players and with the coaching staff, whether they get promotions or whether they think they need to take a salary cut. So responsibilities as the president of business operations. He's in charge of field maintenance, making sure that it's game day ready, whether that's mowing or making sure the lines are all the white chalk lines are down the field. He's in charge of affiliation agreements with the AAA team, Round Rock, and the AA Frisco team. So basically, saying by that he's making sure that the minor league teams agree to what the major league teams set out for them, rules and expectations. He's in charge of media relations, and then he's in charge of. So what this is saying, sorry, some clubs are split. So some clubs around the baseball league, the president of business operations is actually a different person than the general manager. So as general manager, it's kind of iffy on like what jobs are for what. So what this is saying is that around other clubs, the negotiations and the scouting and the budgets are handled by the president of business operations, but for the Rangers, that's technically part of general manager. So it's kind of, his position is dipping into both sections. So how did Daniels rise to this position? The picture on the left is one of the most recent pictures of John Daniels from the beginning of the 2015 season. And then the picture on the right is from him at Cornell University, where he graduated. So in 1999, he graduated from Cornell with an applied economics and management degree. And 2 years later, he wound up with an internship with the Colorado Rockies, where he sat in for trade conversations. He helped the scouting manager scout for the MLB draft, and he helped with mid-game videos in the stadium. And in fall of 2001, after his internship was up, he applied for the Rangers operation assistant position, and he got it after he impressed John Hart, the current GM for the Rangers, general manager. In 2003, he was promoted to the director of baseball operations, where he negotiated contracts for high-profile players such as Michael Young, Hank Blaylock, and several others. And then in 2005, John Hart stepped down from his position, and Daniels was promoted to the general manager and the president of business operations, becoming the youngest in history at age 28. So his accomplishments from 2005 to present. So this was near the beginning of his term when Alex Rodriguez was a rookie. He was actually a rookie in the 2004 season, but John Daniels helped to keep him longer as his success was definitely helping the team. On the right, Ian Kinsler. Ian Kinsler came in as a rookie in the 2006 season. John Daniels helped bring him in, and then John Daniels landed a huge contract sign with Sammy Sosa, a high-profile player. So some other of his accomplishments. John Daniels, after the 2010 season, was listed as America's 2010 Major League Executive of the Year after he brought the Texas Rangers to their first World Series, which unfortunately they lost. And right here on the left is a picture of Ron Washington, who was the field manager, holding up the American League pennant after they won the American League Championship Series. In the 2011 series, he also took the Rangers to their second World Series back-to-back, becoming the third team, only the third team in the last 22 years to go back-to-back in the World Series. And that picture on the right is of Nolan Ryan, who was the owner at the time, holding up the 2011 American League pennant. John Daniels has instilled a strong minor league presence and system. In the past 4 or 5 years, the Rangers have consistently had one of the best minor league farm systems, bringing up plenty of top 10 prospects. And he's put an emphasis on international scouting, bringing in top players like Yu Darvish, Rougned Odor, and Jurickson Profar, who's currently one of those top 10 prospects in the minor league system. So as a conclusion, I spoke to you about John Daniels' job description as a general manager and the president of business operations, how he rose to his position from a Cornell graduate to the general manager and president of business operations, and his accomplishments such as signing high-profile players and taking his team to the World Series. Told you about how he started low, and his dedication and hard work ethic ended up getting him to the position through rising through multiple promotions. And it's